Mhm. Respected dear young friends, welcome. My hearty salutations to you, the Lord in you, the great prospectus human being in you, who is going to support the whole world in every aspect of physical things, mental, psychological things, more importantly, in the evolution of the spiritual thing of the whole world. For that, you are getting training in which alone your growth also lies, whether you fully comprehend it or not today. I really congratulate also you for your being regular in trying to listen, understand. Wherever you can't understand, just listen 2 3 times, you will get the clarity. Some great elders will be there around you, you can ask them. Pray to Lord Krishna, Geetha Mata, Vyasa Bhagavan, entire Guru Parampara. They also certainly bless you to understand wherever you are lagging behind. More than that, whatever little bit you understood, try to practice because any knowledge only when practiced helps us. Theory never helps us anywhere. Every theory, you are cooking, you are playing, theory never helped you. You only when you practice that helps us. So thus make Gita a practical textbook for your own life's evolution. How to succeed in the world we saw now in the 7th chapter onwards. We are just saying to discover the Lord and be succeeding in that also. Slowly we'll be developed into the devotee, how to be a devotee of God, and by His grace also, lots of our problems go away. What we need, they come to us. So anyway, come back. Let's enjoy our today's study also. Today also we have 3 topics. First is Bhagavad Gita. In Gita 8th chapter, you are seeing Arjuna asking 7 questions, Bhagavan answering 7 answers. Seventh answer is most crucial to us. On that we will deliberate little bit more than what we did yesterday. Then, if possible, in the next eighth shloka, we touch little bit today. Then we will see the remaining of it tomorrow. They are very, very important, crucial shlokas for us to grow in life. What are they? We will study, you will know. Then we'll have a common sense thought, very simple but important. Then in our ACHYUTHA the seventh shloka we will learn tomorrow, eighth, then ninth, then Lord Krishna का हो गया, मे बी भगवान राम का एक स्तोत्रम, शिव जी का एक, माता रानी का एक, गणपति का एक, हनुमान जी का एक, Lakshmi Saraswati. Like that, I can just feel he go on teaching you every day 1 or 2 shlokas. By the time Gita is over, some 50, 60 stotrams you can be learning them, or at least 10, 20 of them. Already you saw Hanuman Chalisa, you saw Bhajagovindam, now Achyuta Ashtakam. So Ashtakams are 8 slokas only. So monthly 3 are over. So 5 months if we are doing Gita, easily 20 or 15 stotrams you can learn. Okay, now let us start our day like every day with our chantings. Om, Om, Om. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः. Friends, these are our everyday chantings. Now Bhagavad Gita. Okay, what is the chapter we are studying? 8th. Name of the chapter is Akshara Parabrahma Yoga. Yoga, the technique to reach Akshara Parabrahma, the supreme imperishable Lord. Okay, now it started with 7 questions asked by Arjuna. Bhagavana answered. 6 questions are beautiful, 7th is most important. Now, what are the question, what are the answer in general is knowing Bhagavan in Samagra Rupa, Krishna Rupa. See, Lord alone is truth. When you know the Lord or the truth, so you know the truth, then we don't do the wrong thing. You know? We do the wrong only when we don't see the truth as truth, when you see or apprehend or perceive the false. है ना? गलतियाँ गलत देखने से होते हैं। जो सच को यथातथ देखते हैं ना, वो गलतियाँ नहीं करेगा, तो उसको दुःख भी नहीं होते। So if you know the substratum of everything, which is called as God or Akshara Parabrahma, you will know everything as Him. Then you will not have unnecessary mental tensions and illusions. It's like a person is coming from distance. पता नहीं कौन आ रहा है बुद्धू बंदा मेरे को परेशान करने के लिए. You think like that because you thought who is as an enemy because you don't know who is he. As he very closely came to you. When you know him is your own friend. अरे ये तो मेरा दोस्त ही है. And all your tensions, worries, retaliation, they just go away. You just hug him. So too with world we have attachments, with world we have angers, with world we have the hatreds, with world we have the vengeances, with world we have the desires. All nonsense because we have not known the world as our own self called God. When you know everything as my own self, then do you hate yourself? Do you have anger towards yourself? No, you love only, you serve only. Everyone is seen by you as yourself. So you love, you serve all, you tolerate all, you forgive all. When you have these positive values of love, tolerance, forgiveness, where is the problem? Problem is only because relation. Wrong relation is because you have seen everything as other than you or other than God. Solution: when you see everything as God, then everything you respect, everything you value. When you value or respect, you don't ill treat or mistreat anything. When there is no ill treating or mistreating, why there will be regret, guilt in your mind? Why there will be retaliation from the other side? Why there will be samasyas? Like I see God in you, and I respect you, I love you, and I am doing my seva of giving Gita knowledge to you. Where will I have problem with you in my mind? And why will you also feel bad with me or fight with me? Because I am not doing anything wrong. I can't do because you are God to me. Just imagine every tree, plant, animal, everything is God. Then will you do wrongly? If you take tree as God, will you cut it? You won't cut. That's why for in us Hindus, every tree is God, every planet is God, every plant is God, every river, every mountain. There's nothing which is not God. सांप को भी हम भगवान मानते. Not that the scientists say it's only a snake, it is only animal, it has poison, बेवकूफ. All that we already know. We know more than you. We don't want to harm even a snake. For that, we see God in the snake also. That highest maturity is Hinduism. You don't know that. We know the water only is there in the river. But we know more than what you know. We consider river as God for various reasons that we are alive because of the water only. Therefore, when we worship river as God, then we don't spoil it. Although in India, one side they do the puja of river Ganga, same other side they spoil it. That is murkhata. That has to be corrected. Otherwise, the principle that seeing a God everyone, everywhere is the greatest practice. Seeing God everywhere, but practically dealing with it as God. That is what is missing by people. If you see Ganga as God, will you spoil that Ganga? No. So seeing Ganga as goddess as its consequence of not spoiling Ganga. But that practical thing is missing in India. Otherwise, the first half is correct. Seeing Ganga as goddess, seeing Himalaya as the god, seeing every tree as God, it is correct. But why it is done? So that you don't harm it, so that everything, Prakriti, everything is protected. In the protection of nature, you are protected. So at length I spoke to you, but in general, it is because of not seeing one common denominator which is there that all wrong feelings we have in the mind regarding the people or the objects. I'll tell you in a Vedantic manner. There are only two things, Bhoga and Tyaga. When you are a Bhogi, you suffer and you make the thing suffer. In Tyaga, you never suffer, you don't make others suffer. When you see in the object enjoyability, you become Bhogi. And then you do the Bhoga, then you suffer. But when you can do the Tyaga of the objects, you won't suffer. When do you see do the Tyaga? When you know everything is God. Everything is God or everything is belonging to God. सब भगवान का है तो like fruits in on the tree. A bhogi plucks and eats, but a yogi plucks the fruit and gives to the Lord. After giving to Lord as a prasadam, he cuts it and gives to everyone. That is called a yogi's lakshana of tyaga. When you are sharing with others, you are also happy, others are happy. Otherwise, you eat with regret and guilt. Okay, I'm not giving it to others. Others also feel bad. "ये अकेला खा रहा है गधे की तरह." See difference between the yogi through the tyagi becoming yogi, and bhogi becoming rogi. See that difference. That's how we have to learn in life. That is higher knowledge. More greater than your all civil services and all. To somebody yesterday, the ranks have come. 996 people. Among them, how many are selected? 673 something. So that's all good. But greatest knowledge is seeing God everywhere. Some absolutely spiritual topic. So that Lord we have to do asamshayam samagram krutsnam. So in these seven manners, if in the seven aspects, when you see the God, God is seen completely. God is experienced completely. God is understood completely. Knowledge of God is absolutely perfect. Okay? Kim tad brahma, kim adhyatmam, kim karma, adibhutam, adidaivam, adiyajnaha. 6. Then prayana kalecha katam niyos. In these seven ways, Bhagavan has to be known. First, what is Brahma? Bhagavan as Brahma is Aksharam. So when everything is Ksharam, something is supporting all of them, which is Aksharam. If you can discover that, then you have known 1/7 of Brahman, which we described yesterday. Second, the same Brahman is there in everyone's heart as Aham self. If you can discover that, the second seventh of the Paramatma is discovered by us. Swabhavaha Adhyatma Uchyate. Third one, when you are doing yajna sacrifices, through that the whole creation is sustaining, beings are born. That visargaha, that yajna yaga, when we do it and see the Lord in it, then 3/7 of the Bhagavan's darshanam we had. Bhuta bhava udbhavakaraha visargaha karma sangnita. In that visarga, the offerings, the oblations, all of that come for the sustenance of the people. Then the fourth one is adhibhutam ksharo bhavaha. Even though continuously the things in the world are ksharaha, changing, perishing, but even that also Bhagavan's presence only. That way Bhagavan is there in them. Bhagavan is akshara also, in the kshara also Bhagavan alone is there. Then Purushacha Adhidaivatam. That Samashti Purusha alone is Adhidaivata, from whom all guidance, directions, managements of the whole cosmic universe is happening. That is called Purushacha Adhidaivatam. When you see that Adhidaiva way also Paramatma, that he is a Purusha, 1/5 or 5/7 of 5/7 of the Jnanam is known. Then Adhyagnaha Hame Matra. So as we said yesterday, in our body so many yajnas are happening. Our life should be lived like a yajna. And everything in the world outside also is yajna. Who is doing that yajna is Bhagavan. So visualizing everything is yajna, visualizing everything is done by Bhagavan is 6th, 7th of seeing Bhagavan. The last one is what? Prayana kalecha katam gneyosi. Here it says, Bhagavan says, Anta kalecha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samad bhavam yati nasti atra samshayaha. So at the time of the departure from the body, when one keeps on remembering and leaves body, he reaches me. That is his final experience of me. Some people experience God while alive. After that, then the body is left, they emerge in the God. So this is how in 7 questions, 7 things are answered. As you mature in your age, you become contemplative. The depths of these things can be understood. But आज के दिन, this much you understand. In the 7 aspects, if the God is understood, that is the God's complete understanding. Samagra and Kritsna understanding or experience of God it is. Okay. Now the last 3 slokas and today's 1 sloka, we will try to learn from it today. Maybe mainly the today focus let us do on those 3 श्लोकास. अगर टाइम है तो वो वाला भी करेंगे. So let us chant from अंतकालेच श्लोकास and learn from it something. ठीक है? श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम, श्री गीता शरणम मम, श्री व्यास शरणम मम, श्री सद्गुरु शरणम मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम, श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम, शरणम मम, शरणम मम. ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ अष्टमोऽध्यायः अक्षर परब्रह्म योगः. Sri Arjuna Uvacha, then Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So from the Antakale Chamameva. Okay. The next one. Then the next one. I think there are 3 shlokas. 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7, let us chant together twice. Then again I'll tell you the meaning and what we have to learn from it. Twice. 3 श्लोकास एक बार फिर से 3 श्लोका स्टार्ट. श्री भगवानुवाच अंतकाले च मामेव स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरं यः प्रयाति समद्भावं याति नास्त्यत्र संशयः. यं यं वापि स्मरन् भावं त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरं तं तमेवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितः. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु मामनुस्मरयुध्य च मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः मामे वैष्यस्य संशयम्. अगेन श्रीभगवानुवाच अन्तकाले च मामेव स्मरन्मुक्त्वा कलेवरं यः प्रयाति समद्भावं याति नास्त्यत्र संशयः. यं यं वापि स्मरन् भावं त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरं तं तमेवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितं. तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु मामनुस्मरयुध्य च मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिः मामे वैष्यस्य संशयम्. Is a very philosophical PhD degree thought and very very crucial, very essential. Today's our common sense thought also based on this only, more or less. So this is the answer to Arjuna's seventh question. Prayana kalecha katham gneyah asi. How to know you while leaving this body at the time of death. As long as you are alive, the six ways of knowing you. At the time of the death, this seventh one. Okay. Now the meaning of these first two shlokas, very very crucial. Therefore, what to do is the third sloka. Carefully listen. A rule Bhagavan which he has made in the world for operation, he is telling us. What rule operates the world is, Bhagavan says, Antakalecha. Antakala at the time of death. Mam eva. Icha means throughout the life as well as at the end of life. Antakalecha at the time of death. Mam eva. Only me exclusively. Nothing else. Smaran. Remembering me. Muktva kalevaram. Having given up the body. Yahaprayati. Who leaves the body and dies in the language or in the discussion of the people who are alive, whom we think as dead. Muktva kalevaram yaprayati. Where will he go? Sa madbhavam yati. He will reach me only. Na atra samshayaha. There is no doubt. So such a simple meaning. At the time of death, without any thought, only thought of the God who has God, leaves the body, dies, he goes to merge with God. Madbhavam yati means he will reach to me. He will come to my level. He will merge in me. There's no doubt about it. Okay. This is main principle in connection. This is the answer to Arjuna's question. Prayana kale cha katham gneyosi. Prayana kale, when you remember and leave body, you will know me. You will reach me. This is a question, answer to question. Now, a general point Bhagavan is saying, general rule that is operating in the world. This is a particular rule. कि मुझे याद करके शरीर छोड़ोगे मुझे पाओगे. Particular rule. What is general rule? General rule is whatever thought you have at the time of death and die, that thing you will reach. This is general. Yam yam va api smaran bhavam. Whatever the bhava you have. Tyajati ante kalevaram. Having that bhava in the mind, one dies. Tam eva eti kaunteya. That bhava only he will reach to. But why he has come to that bhava at the time of death, only that thought exclusively? Because sada, always, tat bhava bhavitaha. He was only thinking about that and that and that alone. These are the meaning of first two shlokas. Now, what is the learning from it for you and I? Very important, very careful. One of the top 10 things to be learned and practiced in entire Geetha. That's what we gave the title. What is that? We become what we continuously, constantly think or entertain. Therefore, that choice is given to us, that freedom is given to us, that choice and freedom. Negative way, if you utilize, it affects negatively. Positively, it utilize, it affects positively. So, the common sentence which we see, listen, even in your non spiritual world, also, you think, you become as you think. You become as you think. Puja Gurudev has added two more things, totally four things he says. He says, as the thought, so the mind. As the mind, so the man. As the man, so the world. Is it not? जैसा मेरा थॉट है वैसा मेरा मन, जैसा मेरा मन वैसा मैं, जैसा मैं वैसे दुनिया. Man means every one of us. Therefore, what makes world what it is, good or bad, is the human beings. What makes the human beings good or bad is their mind. What makes their mind good or bad are the thoughts, the sankalpas, the smrutis. Therefore, after 10 years, 20 years, or next life, 10 lives, what you will become is in your hands only, whether you know it or not. Better it is known. Now you have known it. So therefore, after 10 years, you want to become terrorist? आज से सोचते जाओ मैं टेररिस्ट बनूंगा बनूंगा बनूंगा, you will become. You want to be an Naxalite? Think you become that. You want to be a Gunda? So, बनना है? It is in your own hands. Because whoever have become like that, they went on thinking to become like that only from many lives. Negative examples I gave. You want to be a cheat, you want to be a looter, you want to be a plunder. You can slowly think about it, you become that. And you want to be a criminal, you want to be a bhogi, an indulgent fellow, a rustic rascal of indulgence in all the bhoga. You can 10 years सोचते हो जाओगे. Then you become, think of Nikamma. I want to be laziest lethargic fellow of the whole universe. From now you think after 10 years or 20 years, you can even surpass Kumbhakarna. Because the rule is whatever you think you become. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. Not only whatever the thought you think throughout the life, that becomes the last thought at the time of death. When we die, we reach to that. That is the main thing, common, main, most important. But in this life also, we have become whatever we are because of our thinking. All the choice is ours. Now, after telling all the negative examples, now the positive things. What do you want? First of all, you have to very clear. You being youngster, you should not be told by us as an order. We only can put options in front of you unambiguously out of our full love for you and through you to the love to the country or the whole humanity or to the culture. But two options are there. You have a choice or freedom. One option I told you. Now the second option. See that girls, four of them, this time first, second, third, fourth, all four ranks in civil services are gained by the girls only. You know, the Delhi Wali from the Bihar, somebody from Hyderabad, girls. They said the first time they have lost only in the prelims also they didn't qualify. But they said we will any day we will get it. Hours they studied. See, the top rank in civil service is not an ordinary joke. First, second, third, fourth. I was seeing today. Rank 15, rank 22, rank 27, their interviews, Gharwale celebrating. That's very interesting to see. This now. So did they become just like that accidentally? कब से वो सोचते आए मेहनत करते गए हो गए. So whatever it is, all levels at the physical level, what you want to be, entertain that thought and do those things. You want to be a very lazy fellow, weakling, disease prone, no energy at all. You choice, you become negativity is positive, very energetic, very healthy, long living. Then think about it. डोंट से मेरा तबीयत खराब है मैं हमेशा बीमार रहता हूँ कोई ताकत नहीं है देन यू बिकम लाइक दैट नो आई वांट टू बी हेल्दी आई वांट टू बी स्ट्रांग आई वांट टू लिव लॉन्ग देन अकॉर्डिंगली you think and accordingly you manage you will be okay at the outer world level. What do you want to be a famous person but famous किस रूप में होना चाहिए आपको as a social servant as a politician as a philanthropist in a professional field you want to be किस तरह से आपको बनना है तो सोचो 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 बनोगे एक दिन So in your psyche also, a person of good values, good virtues, a person of, knowing all the arts and culture, literature, entertain that thought you'll become one day. A person of great devotion, a person of great wisdom of Shastras like Bhagavad Gita. Think about it, you will become that because when you think more and more, Lord is forced to bless us with that. I think that only from some years I must have thought, some lives, कि मुझे शास्त्रों पे प्रवचन करना है. That's why the Lord has blessed effortlessly 8 to 9 classes I do. Some effort sometime because of ill health, etc. Otherwise, this is already fourth class now. Plus one, fifth class. Evening we'll have four. Continuously, because Bhagavan gave me that. Why? I might have asked him. I must have thought of it. Let me learn and speak Shastras. Similarly, if I think about me, now I should become a meditator, do my dhyanam, and in the dhyana, let me transcend all the grossness, subtleness, let me discover God. If I go on thinking only about this relentlessly, Bhagavan will bless me with those possibilities, and really I can reach. And that's my goal. There's a kahavat that larva pupa, how it puts it inside that mudwala, then it goes on biting from outside, stinging. Inside वाला जो छोटा है, इसको देखकर ना सोच के ultimately it also becomes like butterfly. There's a saying in big textbooks, Vivek Chodavan and all, कीटकः भ्रमरं ध्यायन् भ्रमरत्वाय कल्पते ध्यायन् ह्यतालिं ह्यनिभावम् उच्यते. अली कहते हैं, भ्रमरम कहते हैं इन संस्कृत फॉर दिस षटपदी भवरा, the honey bee or all those. So by thinking about it, thinking, it becomes like that. Metamorphosizes itself only by thinking about it. In the same way, what I think that I become, whatever I am now, that's because this is what I thought. Still now we need not give up. It's not that there's no choice left to us. Every time there is choice. अब से लेकर लिख लो तुमको क्या क्या बनना है. अब सोचते जाओ उसके लिए. Like I think I want to become the total devotee, surrender to God. I want to become the knower of Shastra Jnanam. I want to become the servant of the Shastra, the Guru Parampara, the Sanatana Dharma and the truth. See, I want to become the experiencer of it. These are my thoughts. I'll entertain only that one. Why will not the God give that chance? It is not. If I think the other things, अरे क्या है spirituality में, let me also start business, earn lot of money, and then I'll become that. But I will not do that. मर जाऊंगा लेकिन करूंगा नहीं, हो चुका है वो. By earning money, by earning the people's love, all the people around, we will not get permanent happiness. That I understood. That is not a real happiness only. That's all reflected, imaginary, projected happiness. And nothing is certain. Nothing is only marna tir in the andhera. It's only groping in darkness, trying only. But knowing the truth is certain happiness. That I understood now with study of Shastra. Therefore, I will stick to it only. I'll entertain this. This is for me. Now, what do you want? You see, those days, those girls, unmarried, 16, 17 saal se, I'll marry the husband, children, in-laws, I will love them, I serve them. In that way, they used to entertain their minds. Therefore, after marriage, they used to be like that only. Very beautiful their arrival into the new family. Nowadays, this girl, no, I'll dominate in-laws. With all doubt, suspicion, she enters. है ना? Then accordingly, she creates such a hell and fuss there. She separates the husband, the son from the parents, and she also fights with him, she or he. Ultimately, that useless husband, Bechara, he can't go to mother and father. Now he becomes a henpeg in the house of the in-laws. And the parents are suffering. Hundreds of cases. That's why I'm telling you example. Whatever our tradition, we have to follow. That's all. No argument in this regard. Because the wrong entertainment. If she is trained by her useless mother right from beginning, बेटा जब तुम शादी करके जाएगी, your mother father is your in-laws only, and your husband's brothers and all, they are your family. You just take care of them. If that way the mother trained, if the daughter also takes like that the training, Then little problem when they come, she'll just manage them, all of them. The big thing called as staying with that family, marriage and that family, that big thing, she will enjoy it. She can in fact command the whole house with 1 or 2 years of her taking care of them. ऐसा ही होता था. We have seen thousands. We have seen whatever the thought. Say a politician, I want to serve the nation. With this idea, if he joins, he will be only growing in that. Now I will get name and fame. I get lot of money. I can do recommendation to my own people. I will enjoy the power. I will suppress my enemies. If this way one become politician, that is a criminal only. Such stupid fellows when they are in the government more, that country, that state goes to dogs only. Whether it's a nation, any nation it is. So therefore, the whole world totally depends on the whole worldly people what they are thinking. Now I tell you, India especially, before independence, we were all in slavery for 2000 years, or maybe around that 1000 years, 800, whatever. So that time, these Mughals, these Britishers, all use whatever you abuses you use them for them. They have tortured us like anything. They never gave us even food to eat. We were in such a slavery. Everything of us were looted. No self-respect, nothing was. Then immediately the freedom came. What was the thought? Because we never enjoyed the world or things, we have to enjoy. That thought came to Indians. Now देखो, whole country from 1947, bhoga, 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 all of our bhogi. The India's main thing called as yoga gone to dogs. India being the place where it is tread by the Rishi Muni from the millions of years, still spirituality is there. That's okay. Some people are dedicated for that, therefore they are watering and sustaining. But in general, even the yogi like looking people also are more bhogi than yogi. Because that samskara, the thought entertain किया. हमको ये enjoyment नहीं मिला, हम enjoy करेंगे. Same thing the parents do to the children. We never had even slippers to walk. So therefore, let me give Geetha to my children. Others also give Geetha. That's how they train the children to be bhogi. We have not enjoyed three, one sabji and dal and one thing. We तो enjoyed only achar. तो इसको भोगी बनाएंगे. Indian trend, I'm telling you. We couldn't even afford a cycle. अब इस बेवकूफ को let me get a two-wheeler so that he can make all nonsense. हमने सरकार स्कूल में भी हमको पढ़ने को नहीं मिला. अभी हम इनको इस कॉन्वेंट में डालेंगे so that even little Hinduism also will forget Sanatana Dharma. That's what they do. Thought whatever you entertain. A whole world also. Total thought. भौतिकवाद, materialistic thought इतना develop हो गया. The whole world is now materialistic. As if it is irreversible. So much, so much. But the Mahatmas, saints and sages, continuously they are trying to revert the human mind towards the absolute ultimate goal. Those who are tuning to it, they are molding themselves one by one, one by one. Total change may not be brought. But then individuals, like I am talking Geetha to youth, total youth may not listen and turn. But आप सुनने वाले में एक आध तो आ जाएंगे. That's what is your luck also. The Ishvara Leela, the totality ka play. Whatever. The main thought is what? Let us now focus from the total world to our own selves. Today I am frustrated, I am miserable, I am cunning, I am with all negative qualities of laziness, indulgence. All of that is, I entertained that thought. After 10 years, 20 years, what I want to be. From now onwards, entertain that thought. And do those things. You know, Anukulasya Sankalpaha Pratikulasya Varjanam. Whatever you want to do, convenient to that things only you entertain. According things. Not inconvenient or opposite things, don't entertain. You will become it. और कोई भी सडनली ऐसा नहीं बनते कुछ. धीरे धीरे लाइक सडन हार्ट अटैक नहीं होता. From last 1 year or 6 months, he was doing some things which are not conducive for the heart. Heart was giving some hints. He was not obvious observing because busy schedule. Suddenly one day it said, "तू मेरी बात नहीं सुन रहा है, मैं रुक रहा हूँ अभी." हाँ रुक गया. Nothing happens suddenly. Everything systematically. Now, most important is if you are already married adult with a child. Now, what you make him slowly by giving him is the thoughts, he will become that. If you put him in front of him a cell phone and all, give all nonsense training, he will addict to that. If you teach him some good things, like in YouTube, thousands of children learning bhajan, kirtan, namaskar to their parents, to their grandparents, and the teachers. How many of the children, all 18 chapters Gita, they by hearted. Hundreds of stotrams they have chanted, bhajan, kirtan. I hope that is not a performance. I wish and pray ardently that the devotions, knowledges which are there in what they are singing, they enter into and sink into their hearts and they truly become saintly. Otherwise, उसका कोई मतलब नहीं, only a performance. Spirituality is not a performance. I hope those performers or the parents should know it's not a performance, it's a transformation. Okay? So, the thought. Because of this only, Bhagavan, without distraction, straight away he says. The first thought is, at the time of death, those who remember and leave body, they reach me. Second thought, that was particular. Generally, whichever the thought you have, and with that you die, you become that. Therefore, what to do? You remember me at the time of death, reach me. Now you have to ask a question, how I can remember you at the time of death? Any other nonsense thing I remember throughout life. Suddenly at the time of death, if I have to remember Bhagavan, it cannot happen. You understand? There's a Telugu में कहानी है. अबे you don't know Telugu, I can't tell it. In Telugu, the coconut skin is called Nara, and it is half name of Narayana. Is it not? That fellow was never remembering God throughout the day, throughout the life. So at the time of death, the people wanted him to take at least half name of Lord. He is almost unconscious. So the Nara was brought in front of me so that what it is asked, he will say Nara, Nara, Narayana. Narayana ka adat ho jayega. So at the time of death, he can remember. But then that Nara, the coconut skin, has another name also, Pichu. Instead of saying Nara, he said Pichu and died. He will reach somewhere, not Narayan. Are, throughout life, you are entertaining some nonsense. Suddenly, you can't remember God at the time of death. Therefore, the last, Bhagavan says, the third sloka. First one, at the time of death, remember me, you reach me. Second one, anything you entertain at the time of death, death only you reach. Third one, what comes to your memory toward the death is what you entertain throughout life. Therefore, tasmat means therefore, sarveshu kaleshu means sarveshu desheshu sarvasu avastasu. At all times, in all places and situation, mamanusmara. First, remember the God and know that that job is given by the God. Know that the Lord only will empower you to do that job. Know that this job is to be offered to the Lord. In that way, Mam Anusmara and Yudhyacha. Bhagavan says, if you remember me and the fight war, war also becomes your sadhana. Without remembering me, even if you act like doing puja, it is not puja. That is why after puja, the husband and wife they fight a war only. She comes from her puja room, he comes to his puja room, both of them in the hall they clash. Because the Lord is not there while doing that thing. Lord hai yaad mein, even yuddha becomes sadhana. Ma manusmara yuddha. Here yuddha means do your dharma. For Arjuna, immediate job was the yuddha. That was the dharma. Therefore, what is the sentence? Sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara and yuddha. Every of you youngsters must write this thing and stick it in your wherever the places you go frequently, especially your mirror, your study table, etc. Look at it. Sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yuddha. All the time remember me. Also do your duties. इसको संस्कृत में भी लिखो, in your own language also you write it, and then go on saying it. The more you remember the Lord, that thought of the Lord enters more in you. Then at the time of departure, we take the Lord's name, you reach Him. Even while living also, if you are taking Lord's name or form is very intense, Bhagavan may give darshan. Remember, this is the answer to Arjuna's question. He asked, कि प्रयाण काले च खत्म नहीं हो. When the question is asked, that has to be answered. No, answer is given. But the general point is whether at the time of death or in the next life or even in this life, the principle is you become what you think. It takes time. What you frequently think, vigorously, intensely think, deeply think, you become that. That's why in our Indian tradition culture, Hinduism, in the childhood only, all great samskaras are given and he is trained to think in that line, he becomes that. And only two things they used to teach. One, professional achievements, professional, let us say, works and contribution to the world. Second is moral, ethical and spiritual. बचपन से दिया जाते थे एंड उनको बताते हुए बेटा सत्य बोलना झूठ नहीं बोलना मेहनत करना लेजी नहीं होना ऑनेस्ट रहना किसी को धोखा नहीं देना they were given all that. He is made to repeat also. Today I told one small child, work, I will work regularly, I will work perfectly. I told him to repeat this. I will work perfectly. Work is not important. Perfectly working. Is it not? If you're careless, then the work बिगड़ जाएगा. Clear? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. What is the proof that we have done the smarana of the Lord? My arpita mano buddhi. Your mind, your intellect, both are always in God only. What the meaning of it was? At the mind level emotionally, anything coming or not coming, we are imagining or feeling that it is God's given. So it's always your devotion to God only. Like I got success. तो भगवान ने दिया. That's called मयि अर्पित मनः. I got a failure. ये भी भगवान ने दिया. It's called मयि अर्पित मनः. Emotionally, you have to attach to God. Don't think in the mind about anything else. So to my arpita buddhi hi. What is my arpita buddhi hi? शास्त्र पढ़ो जो भगवान ने दिया. Accordingly, you live life. That's called my arpita buddhi. So first smarana of the Lord, then arpana of the mana to the Lord, then arpana of the buddhi to the Lord. Smarana of the Lord is name and form of the Lord, and also listening to the stories of Lord. Mana arpana is your devotion to Him, your gratitudes to Him, your love to Him. These are all mana. Then what Lord told us to achieve or live life like, which He told us through the Shastram, that becomes the Maya Arpita Buddhi if you know it and practices. When you do this, Mam eva eshyasi asamshayam, doubtlessly you will reach me only. Therefore, choice is this. Whatever you think, you become that. Whether you want to become divine by thinking divinely, or you want to become devilish by thinking devilishly, choice is ours. That is the meaning of these beautiful slokas 3. Today we have seen them. That Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Wala, very profound shloka it is, having lot of things to know. I think tomorrow we'll see them. Today, itna kafi hai Geetha ka. Okay. Now the common sense thought is same. What we discussed just now in Geetha is mind's mischief of habitually becoming non-single pointed and distracted. Therefore, not staying at one place even for a moment to achieve anything. And why this nonsense have came into the mind? We only misguided our mind. How? By engaging it in so many unwanted things, hundreds of them. What I am talking is very crucial, very important, very practical. Now I'll give you an example of nowadays children between the age of 4 to 7, 5 or 3 to 4 to 4 से ले लो 3.5 से शुरू. Now the parents are so lazy, lethargic, energyless, stupid. Only they have energy to produce children, not to take care. Therefore, they have no time for them, and they have their own bhoga. Then the child is so active, hyper. They can't handle him, and they kicked away the parents and grandparents into old age home. Then what to do? They give that stupid child the cell phones, the whatever the new things have come. I don't even know their name. The television, etc. Whatever you call the smartphones and all. That fellow seeing every of the programs which are so nonsense on the name of engaging him, on the name of entertaining. Just imagine that mind of that child, how restless it is becoming. Don't think about the entertainment outside. It is entertaining, but see the consequence of it on the mind. You just can he concentrate after that? Can he be stable in his activities? Will he listen anything to you? He will not even register. बेटा लाके जाके पानी लेके आओ. He will not even listen to you. And then you become angry. Why this fellow, when I ask him to bring that water, is not bringing? You're not understanding your mistake. That you misguided that child's mind in engaging in so much of nonsense which has entered into the mind, and that child has lost himself. He has not. He's not living. He's dead now. There's no human being in him. There's a machinery in him. So many programs, so much of nonsense. Some fellows are producing it for their own entertainment livelihood. Does it mean that we have to show it all to the children? There are some spiritual things, devotional things, some creative things which sharpen the brain. Very few they are. वो नहीं दिखाते हम. Some sports, some running. उसके साथ बच्चों का मन इतना फास्ट हो रहा है, restless हो रहा है वो. And then because of speed and restlessness, they can't listen what you say. They can't listen what teachers teach in the school, college. They can't listen to know what is righteousness, dharma to do, what is nation, what is service. They are lost. दिमाग नहीं है अभी उनका. Same you and all youngsters. Mind's mischief of engaging in so many things, all of them entering in the mind and making your mind thousand pieces and distracted, and therefore concentration less, energy less, inspiration less, information less, knowledge less, finally useless. It is the mind's mischief. It wants entertainment. If you give entertainment, then the mind is lost of its goal. You cannot have a goal now. देखो सुबह से लेकर यंगस्टर्स क्या कर रहे हैं. The college, school, how much of them are taking it as a goal and inspiredly doing it? 90% they do it out of compulsion only. Living life under compulsion is a worst way. Living life out of inspiration because it's my goal is the highest way. That energy is not there because all is gone in giving the mind to entertainment, enjoyments. पड़ोसी बात करो, दोस्त से फोन करो, घूमने निकलो सब मिलकर, फिर बैठ के देखो, टीवी देखो, सेलफोन देखो, क्रिकेट देखो. सत्यानाश कर दिया अपने मन को. Now with the destroyed mind, you can't even live properly maintaining your health. You can't live life by earning your livelihood. You can't even manage your relations. Then how can you manage spirituality? Forget about it. Why will you come to Geetha class? There's no surprise. I am not surprised when you don't come to Geetha classes because your mind is destroyed so much in so many things by your own choice and your own bewakufi. Nobody to be blamed finally. Mind's mischief. Therefore, be careful to protect the most precious instrument called mind. Engage it only in the works, in the duties, and engage the mind in those things by which mind's energy is improved, purity is improved, subtlety is improved, concentration is improved. And beyond, behind the mind is another layer, the layer of memories. All the nonsense, if it goes into the layer of memory, whatever is gone into memory, that alone pushes again mind to have those thoughts. So that way, allowing all the kachra to the heart, and from the heart, all kachra is only coming. So जिंदगी को कचरा बना दिया. Still, it is your choice. So that's why I said this thought of common sense and Gita. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. There should be no fourth job to you. First job, remember the God. Second job, doing your job. Third job, offering it to the God. That's it. Other than that, if you look here and there, you are destroying yourself. चॉइस इज यूअर्स. बोल दिया हमने, मिलियन मिलियन रुपीस भी दे दो, ये वाला थॉट किसी की हिम्मत नहीं होता आपको बोलने को, क्योंकि आप सुनते नहीं यंगस्टर्स. हमने तो बोल दिया, सुनो या ना सुनो, योर प्रारब्ध. माई जॉब, आई रिमेंबर गॉड, like every day you see, I remember Lord Krishna and all, I do my job, again I thank him at the end, and you all, because you also are like God to me. हो गया. अगेन कंटिन्यू, नेक्स्ट क्लास, नेक्स्ट थिंग. जिंदगी ऐसे जीने से ही we protect our mind, not otherwise. This is the common sense thought. So if you are elder, avoid all the nonsense seeing. I know one or two people 7 बजे ऑफिस से आए, थोड़ा सा काम जो करना था घर में कर ली, 8 साढ़े 8 खा ली, 10 बजे सो गए, सुबह 5 बजे उठकर अपना पूजा पाठ. No TV at all. Such a great lucky fellows they are. Other ullus, whole day they have entertained themselves in the world, come home at 7, eat, drink, and up to 1 o'clock they are only watching TV. And morning they can't get up early morning. By the time they get up, the whole day has started. That's how they spoil their life. दोनों में तुम कौन हो अपनी मर्जी. And especially your children. Give time to them. Entertain. By teaching good things. Keep your parents, grandparents at your house. Let them manage the children. Don't send them to old age, and these fellows too, they baby take caring centers. Why will they take care of your children? They are doing it only for money. What they do, we don't know. Out of 100%, 10% maybe taking care of children like mothers. Other 90, what they teach, how they treat, you don't know. You have to be, even if it is wrong, it is correct thought. Thought may be wrong, but still it is right because out of fear, you keep your children with you and you train. First of all, you should have common sense how to train them. Producing children, every animal does, but parenting is different. Don't give all this nonsense. Engage him in positive things. हाँ, nothing wrong. उसको बोल ओम नमो नारायण डेली 500 बार करे. That takes 20 minutes. हो गया? Teach him some slokas, let him do it. See, after all, what do you do with children? Somehow the pastime. And when the past time has to be passed, why not in positive? Why negative? इतना common sense नहीं. And future, that child will be a great liability to the world if mistrained, misguided. Properly karo to great asset. It is everybody's job. Even I am a sannyasi, I take it also as my job. Therefore, I am at least doing this job of teaching. हम सब मिलकर ही पूरा सबका उद्धार करना है टोटलिटी का. So the whole world is thinking bhoga bhoga, therefore bhoga vastus are growing. We are slaves to them, losing all human life, human values, human life. We are living like animals. Only artha kama, earn indulge, earn indulge. So some of us should start studying Geetha, understanding it, living a dignified life, value-oriented life, noble life, spiritual life, life-oriented service. ऐसा कुछ लोग करते रहे तो that will be also contagious, will spread. So if not, at least have 3 generations, again the whole country can be predominantly spiritual and materialistic to the extent survival is required, for survival required. ऐसा हमको दुनिया को बनाना है. Otherwise, will happen we become animals to kill each other only. Okay, so 2 things we have done today. The third one let us do of our Krishna's Achyuthashtakam. बहुत बढ़िया है. Here 4 forms of the Lord Krishna to meditate on him are told in the mantra 7. So we have done Geetha. What is learnt in that? I become what I think. In common sense thought, it is mind's mischief, engaging in so many things. Then whole peace and concentration of mind have gone, energy also. We are ineffective for any good or noble or duties afterwards. Good things, noble things, duties. 2 things are done. Now Achyuthashtakam. See, Vidyududyotavat praspurat vasasam. Like a lightning, very bright, brilliant, clothed is Lord Krishna. Second, Pravrud Ambodhavat Prolasat Vigraham. A beautiful form like the Pravrut means that Varsha Rutu's cloud. Ambodha means cloud. Pravrut means the Varsha Rutu, the rainy season. So rainy season cloud like color, lightning like clothes. Vanyaya Malaya Shobhita Urastalam. With a Vanamala, his chest is so beautiful. Lohitangri Dwayam. And what about his feet? As red as a Lohitangri, very cute with a reddish in the color. The red color shows the tenderness. Not red like a blood, the reddish color. Rohitangri Dwayam, Varija Aksham. And what about the eyes? As cute and beautiful as the petal of the lotus. Bhaje, I meditate on that Lord. So here the roop of the Lord is given for meditation and meaning can be taken out very long spiritual. Tomorrow I may do it because of time is up today. So we'll just chant this shloka. To the Lord who is wearing clothes which are as bright, brilliant like the lightning, the Lord who himself is in the complexion of the dark clouds of the rainy season, and the Lord who is very beautiful in his chest with Vanamala, and the Lord whose feet are so cute, the reddish color, and whose eyes are as beautiful as petals. Bhaje, I meditate on that Lord. I pray to that Lord. Cute sloka it is. Okay, let us chant it. Om Sri Krishna Anugrahena Paramatma Darshana Anugrah Praptyartham Anova Praptyartham Sanatana Dharma Vaidika Samskrute hai Indava Samskrute hai Punaruttana Jagaresha Vyaptyartham Samasta Yuvanam cha Tesham Sarvesham Satkarmasu Sad Laksheshu Digvijay Praptyartham Bhagavad Anugrah Praptyartham Sri Adya Shankaracharya Kruta Achyutashtaka Antargata श्लोकस्य जपं पारायणं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. Okay. Vidyut Udyotavat Praspurat Vasasam. See all tongue twisting shloka. प्रावृडम्भोदवत् प्रोल्लसत् विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. ट्राई करो, आएगा तुमको. विद्युतोद्योतवत् मेरे को भी नहीं आया. विद्युतोद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोल्लसत् विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. थोड़ा सा आया मुझे, आधा. नव विद्युदुद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोल्लसत् विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदुद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोल्लसत् विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदुद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदुद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदुद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदोद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदोद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदोद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदोद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदोद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. विद्युदोद्योतवत् प्रस्फुरद्वाससं प्रावृडं बोधवत् प्रोलसद्विग्रहं वन्यया मालया शोभितोरस्थलं लोहितांघ्रिद्वयं वारिजाक्षं भजे. अच्युतं केशवं रामनारायणं कृष्णदामोदरं वासुदेवं हरिं श्रीधरं माधवं गोपिका वल्लभं जानकीनायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे. Thank you. We have seen Achyutashtaka shloka, beautiful. Common sense thought is protect your mind with its all powers, concentration abilities by not exposing it to all nonsense. Otherwise, mind's mischief, it seeks that or this thing like a child. When you give whatever it asks, it gets spoiled thereafter. It will be no use of it will be of no use to you. Choice is yours. And in Gita, we have seen Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Ma Manasmara Yudhyacha by Arpita Manobuddhi Mame Vaishyasi Asamshayam. Tomorrow, little on this shloka I'll talk. Then we take up next one. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasana anyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati parthanu chintayan. The beautiful shlokas. Don't say that they are not related to us. One more request: if you are grown up, married, if you have children, please teach them some of the shlokas because of which they are in touch with Sanskrit. So to teach them your mother tongue. इंडिया के सारे भाषाएं संस्कृत भाषा से संबंध रखते हैं. उस भाषाएं अलग संस्कृत शुरू से सिखावे. सो ये अपने भाषा में जो लिटरेचर है जिसमें मोरल्स, एथिक्स, स्पिरिचुअलिटी है, दे कैन बी एंटर्ड. रिमेंबर, आवर मदर इंडियन मदर टंग्स एंड संस्कृत, देर आर ऑल मोरल, एथिकल, डिवाइन भाषास. द इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज इज अ भोग भाषा. इट्स फॉर द होल लैंग्वेज इज लाइक दैट, यू कांट ब्लेम इट. But I am speaking English because so many people in India, all even abroad, they are familiar with this. It's become international language. बट बेसिकली मैं तो कहता हूँ 10th तक बच्चों को ना अपने मातृभाषा में पढ़ाई करवाओ, सो दैट a strong root is made. Then you put him in all English whatever, so that he will grow there. Otherwise, you may learn English, you may get jobs, you get lot of money, But all these beautiful things you will be lost. When you lose, I lose, everyone loses, the whole world loses the charm of this great spirituality of this our Shastras and the Jnanam there. आई हैव नोन, मैं तो बचपन में अपनी भाषा में पढ़ा हूँ। इंग्लिश तो ऐसे वैसे इधर उधर सीखा इसलिए आई एम एबल टू टॉक, बट माई माइंड इज ऑलवेज इन संस्कृत इन माई मदर टंग, टॉकिंग इन इंग्लिश बिकॉज ऑफ द नीड, बट आई एम नॉट डूइंग एनी टॉक विदाउट स्टडिंग द संस्कृत। है कि नहीं? हर दिन गीता ही पढ़ा रहा हूँ आपको मैं, हर दिन ये हमारा स्तोत्र ही पढ़ा रहा हूँ, because in that only everything is there. If you have discovered that meaning and value, then do the due duty of respecting it, yourself also practicing. And I was asking you, हर दिन 108 बार एक श्लोकों को पढ़ो करके, तो I told you almost 180 days. After that I stopped telling you because I understood that you are anyway doing it. And if you have really learned those 200 slokas taught so far in my last 200 and how many classes today? 234 classes, 2 3 4, you would have been a master of so many slokas with meaning. अब भी कुछ नहीं हुआ, सारे टॉक्स यूट्यूब में है, फ्रॉम द टॉक वन ऑनवर्ड्स डेली स्पेंडिंग टाइम यू लिसन, पूरा सुनो, चैंटिंग्स भी सुनो, कॉमन सेंस थॉट भी सुनो, गीता भी सुनो, you will never have time for the nonsense things. Life has to be protected only this way, by engaging us so much in the positive activities that there's no time left for any nonsense. Thank you. Om दुर्जन सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जन शान्तिमाप्नुयात् शान्तो मुच्येत वन्देभ्यः मुक्तश्चान्यान् विमोचयेत असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शान्ति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे गीतामात्रे वेदव्यास महर्षे नमः तत्सद्ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thanks, friends. Mm, Hari Om.